Autodesk apparently wanted me to restart my computer, so I went ahead and restarted my computer. So now that I'm back at my desktop, one of the other things that I need to do is I need to run it for the very first time as an administrator. And I only need to do this for the very first time that I run the application. All other times I can just run it normal. So I clicked on the start button. I'm going to go to all applications and I'm going to look for the application that I just installed. And I'm going to right click on the one that I'm going to use, and in this particular instance it's going to be Imperial. So right click on Imperial, and let's see here, I do have a run as administrator function, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And again, remember, we only need to do this for the very first time we use the application. All other times we can run it normal. Now if you log in as a different user, you will need to do this again, but just for the very first time. So here I'm going to go ahead and click yes to the user account control. So this means that after you join the college domain, you'll need to run it as an administrator for the very first time again. And this part usually takes a little while. So we'll go ahead and let this run. So it looks like once you open it for the first time, it's going to ask you to enter a serial number or use a network license. So remember, we copied some numbers down into Notepad, so we're actually going to need those numbers now. So I'm going to click on enter a serial number. At the license agreement, I'm going to go ahead and click I agree. So it looks like it will allow you to run the application for 30 days. I'm going to try the activate button over here since there's nothing else really to click on other than run. So go ahead and click activate. So I went ahead and opened my notepad file over here to the right side, and what I'm basically going to do is copy and paste some numbers over. So the first one is 900, that's pretty easy. You can just type in 900. The second set of numbers, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste those over to here. And for the product key, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste those as well. And then I'll go ahead and click next. And it may take a little while, but your product should eventually activate. There we go, and you may get an email notification as well. So from here I'll go ahead and click finish. And I'll click OK to this. Now if the application opens without any errors, that's usually a pretty good thing. The other thing I like to do once the application finishes opening is kind of click through all the menus up here and kind of switch workspaces. Just kind of do some basic functions just to check and see that it is a stable installation. So it took about 5 minutes, and it looks like the first run has finally finished. It's letting me know that I have hardware acceleration on, which is kind of interesting considering I'm running in a virtual environment. So I'm just going to click through these tabs and make sure all of this stuff appears. You know, it's working. It's not going to crash or do anything weird. You want to find these kind of problems now and not wait until the middle of the semester. Because if there's something wrong, you know, now's the time to do a repair install or a reinstall. So I'm going to go ahead and switch workspaces just to see if it's stable. So again, if I get any kind of error messages or anything weird, I'm likely going to do a repair or a reinstall. And I want to find these kind of problems now and not in the middle or towards the end of the semester when we have a lot of things due. So it looks like my assemblies are working. That's good. Planning and analysis. No crashes here. Looks like it's still thinking about it. And since I'm running this in a virtual environment, my cursor is going to be pretty skippy. It'll just be that way for a while. So I'm basically emulating Windows within Windows, so it doesn't have the full computer power. And I'm just doing this just for the purposes of creating this tutorial. So it looks like everything is stable, and that is pretty much all there is to installing Autodesk products. If you have any challenges or issues with your CAD installations, don't be afraid to shoot me off an email. I will try to help you the best I can with your CAD installations. I didn't write the CAD software, so I'll just try to give you some advice, try to point you in the right direction, hopefully, and try to get any issues you may have resolved. So that's all there is to this installation.